Hello everybody from the World Wide Web, and welcome back to the Evening Reel. I'm your host Kwimei, and thank you for tuning in for the next hour or so of your day, or whatever time it is for you to listen to this broadcast. Hope you guys have been having a good day, good time, good chill time. Hello, welcome to the broadcast. Good to see you guys. Yeah, just hope you guys have been having a good day. I've been having a very chilled day myself. I haven't honestly been doing much today, just a lot of resting, I would say, from all of the other work that I've been putting in. So taking a small little rest day, as you could say. But let me run around to find a cute spot to fish at. I kind of had an idea today of where I wanted to fish, because as I was running around, I found this cute little scenic area. So I thought that this would be a cute area to fish in. So here we are. Let me do a little bit of a setup. You always gotta set the vibe, set the tone with a little picnic basket. Little bit of that. Oh, and now it looks like the mushrooms part of the picnic. Yep. Oh, and then watch this. You can't forget radio. Oh, it's facing the wrong way. That's so awkward. That looks a little crowded. Thinking. You know what? Sure. Nah, you know what? Take away the radio. We're sitting right here, if I can remember the button to sit. Oh, wait. I don't have a lot of bait. We gotta go get bait. Okay, let's go get bait, and then after I get bait, we can get real. Because today, I have fun things to talk about, and by fun, I mean things that I'm interested in, because I'm the coolest person here. So that means you got to listen to what I say, smile. But now that we have the bait, and now that we have everything settled, we can do a little sit down right here, do a little bit of this, that. You ready for this? Let's get real. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Zenless Zone Zero in a second because I really like that game. So once I start talking about Zenless Zone Zero, I know I'm going to keep talking about it. But I had something that I wanted to bring up before, which I actually meant to bring this up last week, and I'm not sure if you guys are in the social group and stuff like that, but basically the Streamer Awards happened. The Streamer Awards hosted by Cutie Cinderella. They happened around 2 weeks ago. I think later this week it'll be 2 weeks. But that happened, and I thought it'd be fun to discuss that because I love me an event by Cutie Cinderella, and I love Cutie Cinderella. And the Streamer Awards are always a really cool thing. Also, ZZZ Fun, I played it before but didn't get... Oh, is ZZZ Fun? Okay, Okay, this is a loaded question because it depends what type of person you are to... what type of player that you are if you would enjoy this game. I personally enjoy it a lot. I enjoy the combat, I enjoy the story. If you're a big person that really likes exploration in an open world game like Genshin, then ZZZ is not going to be your cup of tea. ZZZ is not an open world game, but if you really enjoy combat with a game that doesn't really take itself seriously and is more there to have fun and also focus on a story, then I would suggest it. I would say look into videos of the ZZZ combat to see if that would interest you. If you've played Wuthering Waves before, it has a similar combat style to that. I would say ZZZ is an interesting hybrid game of Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, Wuthering Waves, and all of that combined. So I would recommend at least giving it a shot since it is free. So I would say at least try the demo, get through a little bit, see if you'd enjoy it. I would say it is just a really huge game. So, that's my answer to is ZZZ fun. I personally find it really fun and enjoyable, but that's just because that game easily caters towards me. So, personally for me, I really much like it, and I think it's really fun. So, there's that answer to that question, but I did get a little sidetracked since I was going to talk about the stream rewards, but that's okay. This is how these things happen. But anyway, speaking of the stream rewards, this actually kind of connects because I mentioned a game, Honkai Star Rail, and it was so funny when I went to tune in to the stream rewards. I basically tuned in right as Sea Dog VA or Connor was dressed up as Sunday, a character from Honkai Star Rail, and was doing like the ad speech for Honkai Star Rail. And I thought that was just really iconic that Connor just so happened to dress up as Sunday for that. And I thought it was really funny. I didn't watch the full streamer awards. I kind of just popped in and out to see what was going on. Trying to fully watch that award show is really draining for me, and also there are some hit or miss bits that like will give me secondhand embarrassment because the joke won't land and I'm like, this is so awkward, get me out of here. So sometimes I'd have to tune out of the streamer awards, but overall it seemed really it seemed really chill. I always love that Cutie gets to host this and like that she puts in so much work. I had this thought the first time when I watched the Stream Awards, like back when Cutie first came up with the idea back in like 27, not 2017, Jesus, in 2019 or something. Wait, when was the first Streamer Awards? 2021? I don't remember. Whichever was the first streamer awards was, that I watched that, and in my head I was like, I want to win an award from at the streamer awards. So in the back of my mind, will it ever happen? Who knows? That's only for time to tell. But I really like that Cutie has been doing the streamer awards. It's really cool to be able to see the like streaming community get together. I know it's not the entirety of the streaming community, since this is still kind of an event that I feel like is catered towards a really specific group of streamers on Twitch. Like, yes, Cutie does her best to incorporate all of the streaming community and have it where anybody can get nominated. Yet, at the same time, it still kind of feels like the Streamer Awards is kind of whoever's in her social group, and then kind of a few, like, circles after that. But I know that Cutie does her amazing best to get any streamer nominated and it like people pulling up and stuff. So I know she does a lot of hard work into it. So I'm not trying to say anything bad, but I do just notice that it kind of just tends to be the same group of people. But hey, you know, at least there's a cool award show with fan voting and stuff. So I found that really cool and I really enjoyed it. And then what I didn't like think I was going to really like about the Streamer Awards was the performances. Last year the performances made me kind of want to cringe. But this year it actually blew me away that Iron Mouse performed a song because she's like a VTuber, and so she did this VTuber song. And guys, I'm not gonna lie with you, the Iron Mouse song is like stuck in my head. Genuinely, I heard it like during the Streamer Awards, and then at first I was like, okay, I don't really like the song because it's kind of repetitive, and then the next day it's just playing in my head, and I'm like, this is messed up. This is messed up that I really, really like her song. I'm joking, it's a good song, I just don't really like extremely repetitive songs, but something about that song gets me. Also, Connor or Sea Dog VA sings in the song, kind of, or like, I wouldn't say he's really singing, but he's also not just normally speaking, so I don't know how to categorize that. But he's in that song, and it was just a good song. Also, I really liked the visuals that were going on during the performance, though I think Iron Mouse said that the main camera for the stream wasn't picking up stuff that was happening on the sides during a certain part of her song, which I'm kind of sad that they didn't pick up on. But that was really cool that like a VTuber was able to do that. I know VTubers have had live performances before and like have already done stuff like this, so it's not new, but it was still cool to see at the Streamer Awards and like how all of that probably happened and what went on to make that all work. So it was just really cool to see, and I really enjoyed the Streamer Awards overall. I know that Ludwig won some award. I don't remember what it was. I think it was like Best Event or something. Let me just say, I really liked the Streamer Awards like 3 years ago, and now my attention span is so bad that I can't like I can't really watch the full thing, but that's okay. I would really like to go at some point again. I think it'd be dope to like show up and do all of that and just meet people, but also that's like terrifying because that's a lot of people showing up. So, yeah, that was basically all I just wanted to bring up. It was kind of relevant last week, and then I was like, dang it, I really wanted to talk about the Streamer Awards, because overall, I'm a big fan of Cutie Cinderella. I do like to put her VODs on in the background when I'm taking a nap or doing something. I'll even put on Whine About It. Oh my god, I genuinely love Whine About It. Like, I am not a really big podcast listener, but as of recently, I've kind of slowly started consuming that content, and I've been a Whine About It fan since the beginning of the year, I think. I'm trying to remember when I really got into Whine About It. I think I was kind of into it when Whine About It was originally made, like 2 years ago. They started Whine About It, and I kind of like wasn't fully into podcasts then, so I wouldn't really watch them, but sometimes if I needed a video to throw on in the background or like I was taking a nap, I would throw Whine About It on, right? And then they stopped doing Whine About It, but then at one of the Streamer Awards, they announced that Whine About It was coming back. And when they said Whine About It was coming back, that's when I started watching Whine About It even more. And I love Whine About It. Genuinely, it is such a good podcast, but it just when I listen to Whine About It, it feels like I'm like with the girls, like spilling drama, talking about tea and stuff that I like. There's a part of me that loves that. Like, I love spilling tea. I love getting to know all the information that's circulating and getting all the bits of information. And that's what it feels like to listen to Whine About It. And it is genuinely so nice. And Cutie and Maya are so funny. There, I am like always laughing at some point while I listen to Whine About It. And I like to listen to that podcast when I do long drives because I get to listen to people and it keeps me awake. But like, God, they are literally hilarious, and I love listening to that podcast. I really enjoy the dichotomy that I have of the two podcasts I listen to. So we have the Girls podcast, which is Whine About It, and then we have the Boys podcast, which is The Yard, which is Ludwig Slime, Nick Aiden's podcast. And I don't listen to The Yard as much because I have to be in a really specific mood to like want to watch them. While Whine About It, I could just throw it on at any time because it's just like easy for me to consume. But I also like to listen to The Yard About It. The Yard About It? Hello? I like to listen to The Yard. And it's also just a nice podcast. I used to listen to The Yard mostly when it was first like created 3 years ago, and I really enjoyed it back then, and then now I'm more of a Whine About It. I've been listening to Sweet and Sour, the podcast by Pokimane and Lily Pichu, and that's been I don't like actively listen to it. I just put it on in the background. But like it's good background noise, so I appreciate that from them. So yeah, anyway, if you need podcasts to listen to, would highly recommend. I don't really listen to any other podcasts before that. Besides that, I know Cutie is a part of another podcast called Fear and, but I'm not the biggest fan of the people that are also in that podcast, so I don't listen to it. But oh, sick. But yeah, basically, that was kind of the original spiel for that. So now we can talk about the actual thing that I want to talk about, which is Zenless Zone Zero. What the whole title of this broadcast is about. So, obviously, the new Zenless Zone Zero version 1.4 is dropping today. I think it already dropped. I already pre-installed the game, and literally like 30 minutes before I was going to start this broadcast, I downloaded the actual update. So, I think version 1.4 is here. And guys, I am genuinely so excited for this update because I really want to run around the world as Lycon because they're introducing all of the characters. Like, you can openly run around as them in version 1.4, which I've been looking forward to since 1.2. Also, Zenless Zone Zero is the first game that I've genuinely kept up to date with since I started playing it the day that it came out, and I just find it so interesting because I feel like I've never been dedicated to a game as deeply as I have been with Zenless Zone Zero. And when I say dedicated, I don't mean like I know the lore extensively and I know every single battle mechanic in the game and how the combat works and like X, Y, and Z. I'm dedicated as in just been playing it since the day of its release and constantly like paying attention to the updates and the dev logs and stuff. That's what I mean by dedication, because I've been keeping up with it. They'll do their like 1.4 special program. They'll do a special program for each version of the game, and I have literally watched all of them in like the full thing, and it's just I just really like Zenless Zone Zero. And if you literally look at like the Zenless Zone Zero account, um, you can see that I've watched basically every single one of their videos because that's how much I like them, and I'm here to support Zenless Zone Zero. But basically, yeah, the new version 1.4 is coming out, and I'm so excited for the story because it seems like an Avenger style where all of the current groups in the game are going to team together to take down the big bad, which I'm so hyped for because I guess I was always curious about that, like what they were going to do with so many groups. And overall, I've been extremely hyped for Hoshimi Miyabi. I have been hyped about Miyabi since I first played the game and was introduced to her. Uh, and she seems so cool. She also seems so A-coded from Genshin Impact, except she's only A-coded in like her sword skillmanship, but has the like direct. She had, how do I put this? Miyabi has the direct opposite personality of A from Genshin Impact, but I always find it funny that I call Miyabi A-coded, but it's literally just because she gets super serious whenever she has to start fighting. But I love Miyabi so much, and I am so excited to try and wish for her. I've been saving some wishes since the beginning of the 1.3 banner, but I did spend a few wishes on Lighter's banner because I did kind of want him. But unfortunately, I did not get Lighter, but that's fine because I wasn't really wanting him. It was more like, oh, he is really cool. I do like his kit. He would be nice for my fire team and also my ice team because he something about giving ice buff or like ice resistance to the enemies or something. But Miyabi is frost, which is going to be like a new element in the game because the closest to frost is ice. But anyway, she's gonna buff my ice team, or I'm hoping anyway, because God, I need another ice unit on my ice team. I only have Lycon and Sokaku, and I unfortunately did not get Ellen the first the first time she was on the banner, even though she's only been on the banner one time. Literally, I tried wishing for her, I did not get her, and my ice team has been slacking ever since, because it just does not do damage. Lycon is a stun, he's mostly used for impact. I kind of have him built as a DPS regardless, but he's not going to do as crazy damage as I would like him to. And then Sokaku is an attack, like she's supposed to be DPS in a way, but her kit is so slow to attack that it's like not even worth it in my opinion. And so I genuinely just need another person for my ice team. So hopefully Miyabi will be that fit. I luckily in this current version of 1.3 in the first part of like the wishing banner, Yanagi was out, and miraculously I got Yanagi. I'm not sure how. Oh, never mind, I am sure how. Basically, before Yanagi was on the banner, Bernice from the Sons of Caledon, she was on the banner, and I did try to get Bernice, though I don't really like the playstyle of her kit. I mainly just wanted her because she would have been a good fire unit, but I didn't get her. I actually lost my 50-50 to Soldier 11 when wishing for Bernice, which honestly I'm not even mad about, because that means I got a Soldier 11 con, and I'm fine with that. But basically, because I lost my Bernice 50-50, that means my next 5-star is guaranteed, which just so happened to be Yanagi. And I'm not gonna lie, originally I didn't want Yanagi, and I mostly just wanted to save for Miyabi, because I wanted her really badly. Like, I want Miyabi, I want her signature W engine, and I would like a few cons for Miyabi. And so I was like, I'm going to save. But then Yanagi came out. I did her demo. Her playstyle was really cool. She kind of reminds me of Miko from Genshin Impact because, like, literally just look at Miko's attack pattern and the way that Yanagi attacks, and, like, in a way, they kind of look similar. And they're both electric. So, what can I say? Honestly, now that I think about it, Yanagi's attack style kind of reminds me of A and Miko's if you just combine them together and then put into ZZZ. That's Yanagi's attack style in my head. But I didn't originally want her, tried out her kit, found out that she was really, really good. And this was also around the time when I found out that anomaly units in ZZZ are actually goated. Before, I didn't really understand anomaly and how that worked, and the only anomaly, the only good anomaly unit I had on like my account was Piper, because I think I have Grace Howard, but she's like not good, period, and I don't know who else is anomaly. But anyway, that was when I found out Anomaly was goated, and then I also found out that we're getting Harumasa for free, and he's also part of Section 6, which Miyabi is from. And then I was like, okay, so if I get Yanagi, and then I got Harumasa for free, and Sokaku is a free 4-star agent, that means I have all of Section 6. So I proceeded to get Yanagi, and I built her. And honestly, it was such a good, genuinely such a good idea. Like, I'm so happy that I got Yanagi, and she's already an amazing unit. I got her to level 60, and I've still been disc farming for her. Oh wow, I really thought I had bait, but no, I got sidetracked. Okay, my bad. But basically, um, I'm still disc farming for Yanagi. I kind of want a better balance between her anomaly proficiency and her attack because her attack is quite low. Plus, I think I could just get better stats on her. So, been farming for her. I've also been building Seth because he is a very good support for anomaly units. And so my current, if I can, once I build Seth, my anomaly team will basically be Seth, Yanagi, and Piper for now. Though I think I will replace Piper with Miyabi because Miyabi's supposed to be Frost Anomaly. So maybe if that works, then I will do that. But yeah, looking forward to Miyabi. The nice thing is that I have an entire month to try and get her. I think this banner ends on the 21st of January. So basically, I need to get Miyabi. And again, I want her W engine and hopefully a few constellations or mindscapes, I think is what ZZZ uses. But I'm really hoping I'll be able to do that. As long as I get Miyabi, that is all that I care about. If I can get Miyabi, that's it. The W engine is just an addition, though I am hoping this will be like a Caesar King thing because um I had no idea who Caesar King was because she wasn't like in the game previously. Like in ZZZ, you meet Miyabi at some point in the game, but Caesar King, she's just part of the Sons of Caledon in the Outer Ring, and they mention the Outer Ring, but like never Caesar King. And then Caesar King gets dropped on the banner, and out of nowhere, I decided that I really, really wanted Caesar, and thankfully, I got her. I think my second like try pulling on her banner, and I won my 50-50 with Caesar, and I got her, which was super freaking cool. And then I was so dedicated to Caesar that I did proceed to wish on her engine banner, and I did get her signature W engine, which I was very happy about. So I'm hoping a similar thing will happen with Miyabi, and I can just get her W engine, and then fly after that, and just have a great time because I desperately need another unit for my ice team or just another. I just want Miyabi. Okay, I'm a Miyabi sim. Period. Like she is so cool, and her character backstory trailer, like low-key got me tearing up and sobbing or whatever. Like I'd be like crying over that or whatever, because all of their backstories are so sad. All the character backstories are terrifyingly sad. But yeah, no, I'm literally so hyped for Zenless Zone Zero and the story. I know I already mentioned this again, but for a game that seems so unserious, the lore is actually really cool, and I need to keep up with the lore more and like really connect the pieces and stuff because I am so curious about where the story is going to go and like how everything is going to play out because it seems like there's from the way that ZZZ has started, it seemed like there was one really big story, which was the one that we were currently focusing on, but then that really big story ends up turning into like a small part of like a bigger ginormous story, and I'm just so interested in like what is going to happen. But yeah, Zenless Zone Zero, a great game, and I genuinely enjoyed it. It also has so many quality of life updates that it just feels so nice that like the developers like us to give us quality of life updates. Also, this is really random, but basically in most games there's like a ticket system where you can submit a ticket for like a bug fix, or maybe there's a misspell, or maybe something XYZ, right? For some issue there's a ticket support system. And so I proceed to submit a ticket because I have a complaint against Zenless Zone Zero. Yes, me, someone who loves this game dearly. I have a complaint, and you know what that complaint is? It's in Chapter 3. In Chapter 3, this is going to be minor spoilers, but in Chapter 3, you're playing with the Victoria housekeeping group, and you're going into the, what are they called? It's like these two towers, and they're called, it's like the Ballet Twins towers, and you have to fight these bosses, the Ballet Twins, and there's a really cool cutscene that leads into the fight of the Ballet Twins, and there's a part where Lycon gets out his stopwatch, looks at the time, and he's like, "We have enough time, let's go." And then the cutscene ends, and then you fight the Ballet Twins. My complaint is that Lycon should have said, "Let's dance," instead of "Let's go." Because imagine how goated that would be to, like, have this cool cutscene play. Lycon stares at his stopwatch, closes it, puts it in his pocket, and goes, "Yeah, we have enough time. Let's dance." Like, they're literally dancers. Like, how did they not think of that? Anyway, I submitted a ticket to change that line to "Let's Dance," and I know that will probably never happen because I don't know why they would, but it would be really cute if they did, because I would really want to hear Lycon say "Let's dance," man. Like, that would just be such a cool line to say. But yeah, I wrote a really nice ticket to get that implemented, and clearly that has not happened. But that's okay. Besides for that, like, been enjoying the game. Lycon is unfortunately like my persona that I thought about when I was like in middle school. Like, when I think of a really stereotypical persona, Lycon is like the first like thing I think about. And I'm only saying this because if I had a persona, it would probably be a wolf, and it is just funny. I've genuinely planned out like a persona before that was supposed to be just a gentleman wolf, and that's literally what Lycon is. And I was like, bro, who took my persona and put it into Zenless Zone Zero? This is messed up. Anyway, I really want to cosplay as Lycon. Though I am not as tall as him, and I have no idea how I'd pull that off, but I would really like to. I think it'd be fun. And to cosplay Zenless Zone Zero in general. But yeah, overall, that game is great. My favorite character in that game just so happens to be Caesar King. She is such a lovely character, and she's so funny. She's so airheaded and funny and so determined as a character and has so much love in her heart, and she is just adorable. And I love the fact that the way her character model looks, like she's tall and big and like kind of looks intimidating, kind of not. Like, you just know that she's like the leader of the Sons of Caledon, right? And so she looks all big and intimidating, but she likes to read like romance manga and one shots and stuff. Like, there's a whole music video where she's literally just reading a romance novel, and then at the very end she realizes that all the other like people of the Sons of Caledon are staring at her as she reads it, and so she kind of like curls up more so they can't see her read it, and it's just so cute. And I love that she's such like a hopeless romantic, and just like, I don't know if she wants a relationship because she obviously has her hands full being like the leader and stuff, but she's just so silly, and I love her voice lines. And honestly, her kit is really cool. I like it a lot. I know that some people complain that her kit is really boring because she is a defense character, and it's really easy to block attacks with her and stuff, but I find it very fun to play and be able to do what Caesar King can do. And Caesar is my king. Love her. I love the little horns that she has on her design. It's literally so cute. Like, oh my god. I don't know who thought of Caesar King's design, but they are cooking. They cooked with that. Although the Sons of Caledon are probably one of my favorite groups of people. I honestly, when I think about it, when I think about the rating of Zenless Zone Zero, like factions, it's hard for me to rank them because I thoroughly love all of them for all different reasons. So it's hard for me to like try and do like a tier list because again, I just really like all of them. Actually, let me see. If I could give a tier list, no, I'm gonna try and give a tier list. I would love to try and figure out who would be in who's my actual favorite. Cause I could tell you off the top of my head, my two favorite like factions regardless are Sons of Caledon and Victoria Housekeeping. Cunning Hares has a special place in my heart because they're like the first faction that we meet and I really like them. And so this is just really hard to choose like an overall faction because again, I like them for all different reasons. I will say, hold on, ZZZ factions. Let me bring up the factions. So we have Cunning Hares, Bellabog Industries, Victoria Housekeeping, Obel Squad, Criminal Investigations, Sons of Caledon, Hollow Section 6. And then there's supposed to be a new faction coming out that there are already trailers for, and it's for the Stars of Lyra, a famous musical group, and I'm looking forward to them. But I'm going to say right now, I genuinely think Bellabog Industries is weirdly my least favorite squad. Nothing against them. I don't hate them. There's just nothing interesting about them to me. Period. Like they had a cool part in the story, but that was like kind of it. They're just mid at best. Like they are the bare minimum and all the factions after that are just above them. Like there's not a faction below Bellabog. Bellabog is just the floor. And so after Bellabog, hmm. See this is hard because I just don't know like I don't know. I'm not gonna count the Obel squad because right now it only has Soldier 11, so I feel like that is just silly to rank that squad faction when it's just one person right now. But let me see. I'm just gonna say Cunning Hares, I really like them for the nostalgia factor, and I really like Nicole and Ambi. They are so funny, and I love them a lot. I love Ambi. She is so funny and not serious, and she has so many banger lines in the first chapter that made me laugh so hard. And so I really like them for the nostalgic reasons of just like they're the first faction that we met and they're just really funny. So I really like them for that reason. And then let me see what's next on the list. Bellabog, again, not my favorite. They're just so mid. They are just so mid, period. That's all I have to say. Victoria Housekeeping, I really like, because realistically, if I was in a faction in Zenless Zone Zero, I'd be in this faction. Genuinely. I would love to be a, like, maid that also does behind the scene, like, spy stuff, which is basically what they do. So I would love to be a part of this group. And I really like Lycon and Corin out of the group specifically. Lycon is he's Lycon. I actually liked Lycon before Zenless Zone Zero came out. I'm gonna say this right now. I was like the original Lycon simp because I liked him before the game came out, and it was because his like his picture was available as a profile picture on the Hoya Lab website, and I was like, haha, a funny furry wolf, and he's hot, so I'll pick him. I'm like, I liked him before the game even came out, and then everybody simped over Lycon. I was the first. I wasn't actually. The first people to simp over him were like probably the beta testers or whatever. Anyway, I like Victoria Housekeeping mainly because of Lycon and Corin. Corin, love her. She is just the GOAT. I say she's the GOAT, it's because she's the I have a really well built in my game. Like my Corin is like slay. She's M6, has all her skills leveled up, has her W engine, her signature W engine, which I think is refined 4 times. It's not the full. It hasn't been refined the entire time. It has like one more enhancement. And then anyway, she's just built really really well, and so I love playing as her. She's great. So love Victoria Housekeeping. Obel Squad is just Soldier 11. I do like Soldier 11 though because she has some friendship events with a cat. Um, that you can become friends with and air quote adopt if you have high enough friendship with the cat in the game, which I think is adorable. So love that. Soldier 11 is great. I think she's just funny. And then oh wow, I'm looking at this list and it just dawned on me that Sons of Caledon are the only faction with 5 characters in them. Every other faction besides for the Obel Squad have 4 people. Interesting. Anyway, so next up is the Criminal Investigation Team, which is Jane Doe, King... Don't know how to pronounce her name. King Yi? I don't know how to pronounce her name. Seth and Zhu Huan. I think this team is just really funny. I actually don't really have an opinion about them. I think they're just really cool. I really love them. I love Zhu Huan. I love the cutscene that leads into meeting her because your character almost gets run over and then she like kind of saves you. Love that. Jane Doe, slay. Love whatever Jane Doe has going on. I would love to see more of her like outside work persona because if you've seen Zenless Zone Zero, you know that Jane Doe is basically supposed to be this like she's supposed to play like a temptress mistress, like I don't know, just like the seductor type thing, but like this is like a a spy mission, like this is just an alternate persona for her, so this isn't actually her as a person, this is just the role that she's playing. Anyway, I would love to get to know like what her actual personality is like. I know that it slipped out a little bit through the event that you got to play as Jane Doe as, but I don't remember it as well. But Jane Doe slays. Love Jane Doe. Seth, I'm actually slowly, like, with Seth, I'm slowly starting to like him more. I think he's just mid, period. His personality is like, whatever to me. And so, yeah, love that team. They're just mid as well. I think I feel the same way about the criminal investigation team as I do with Bellabog. They're just mid, and there's nothing about both of them that stand out, nor do I really like any of the characters explicitly, or like as much as I like Lycon and Caesar King, right? So then next is my favorite Sons of Caledon. Okay, I think overall, Sons of Caledon, I think would be my favorite all like in general team for the people that are in the faction and the story as well. I really like the Sons of Caledon story, and also I like all of the people in the Sons of Caledon. So I'm gonna say that they're actually my favorite group. I think they are first, tied for second is Victoria Housekeeping and Cutting Hairs. Third, oh my god, I'm completely forgetting about Section 6. Okay, you're gonna have to give me a second. This is gonna take a second. So, I forgot Section 6 is literally getting released, so, oops. But Sons of Caledon overall will be my favorite group. I love all of the people in it. The story was amazing. Literally, the cutscene at the very end of Chapter 4 with Caesar King made me cry. Genuinely, I teared up at that, and I love Caesar King. So, overall, most well-rounded, one of my favorite groups to, like, one of my favorite factions. Then Hollow 6, which has Miyabi, Yanagi, Haramasa, and Sokaku. And I'm gonna be honest, I mean, I guess I do like the faction, but I only specifically like Section 6 because of Miyabi, so I wouldn't say that I like Section 6 as a whole. I mean, I like the other characters. Okay, first place. Okay, no. New tier. New tier list. We're not doing first or second. This is gonna be like a tier list. So S rank, A, B, C. So in S rank, it's Sons of Caledon. I'm tempted to put Victoria Housekeeping up here in the S rank because I do really like them. But in my heart, it only feels right to put Sons of Caledon at S rank. A rank, I would say, is Victoria Housekeeping and Cunning Hairs and Section 6. I don't really know how I feel about Section 6 because they just came out. So I can't, I feel like it's unfair to compare them when I don't know a lot about Section 6. B tier, I'm going to give to the investigation team because I thought they were still cool and whatever. And then C tier, it's just going to go to Bellabog. Sorry, Bellabog Industries. Genuinely, that faction is so mid. That's all I have to say about Bellabog. They are. I don't have a particular favorite. I think they're all cool, but could have been better. And so that's my good tier list of the ZZZ factions, I would have to say. But I'm looking forward to the newer faction, the Stars of Lyra, because it's the musical group, and it's like a singer and a bodyguard right now that has been leaked, and I really want the bodyguard character. She seems really cool, and she's fire, and I low-key need a good fire unit for my fire team, so, like, ... I think she'd be a great fit, because she would just be really cool. Because my current fire team consists of Soldier 11, Ben Bigger, and Lucy. Because I don't have Lighter, I don't even know who else is fire. Yeah, I don't have Kaleda, I don't have Bernice, and I don't have Lighter. I really wanted Kaleda because I do have Ben, and I thought they would be cool to team up with, but I haven't gotten Kaleda off the normal standard banner yet, and so my fire team is literally just Soldier 11 carrying Ben Bigger and Lucy, though I was thinking of mixing it up where I'd have, like, maybe Soldier 11 and Piper or something, because Piper is just, like, a really, like, she's just a well-built unit for me, period. So it's like I could just throw it into whatever team and like Anomaly will just work. But maybe I'm hoping, since that Stars of Lyra girl, like the bodyguard, because she's supposed to be fire, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get her, and then I can replace like Ben Bigger on my fire team. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't really understand Ben's kit. I enjoy his burst animation and what it does, but I don't really understand how he's like shielding or whatever. I think I just need to redo the tutorial for him, but I'm completely lost. And so yeah, I both want the new bodyguard and the singer, but man, if I'm trying to already get Miyabi right now, I don't have high hopes in getting these other two people. I would like to note that I have wished once on every banner at least. Like, I do at least one pull on every banner just to see if, like, my luck is really good to somehow get the 5-star character, and I think it's only worked for Caesar so far. I'm not honestly too sure. Actually, I think I got... Oh, I said that before. I got Caesar on my second try, getting her. Though I think I got her W engine first try, surprisingly. But, yeah, I definitely want more units. I mean, honestly, the units that I have built already, like my characters, are honestly pretty solid. I don't focus on one unit to make them extremely good. I have like a spread, and I am trying to make like a good team for each element, but that's really hard, low key. But my current units that I have that, like, in my opinion, are extremely well built, where I'm like, I would be proud to show them off, low key, would be Caesar King, Corin, and Piper. I think those are my best well built characters right now. And Piper, she's an anomaly unit, but she's accidentally built as DPS. But I mean, it works for me. She already does massive damage, so I'm not even mad about it. And my next kind of well built characters ish, like if I put in a little more work, I think it'd be really good, is Yanagi and Billy. I would also say Lycon, but my Lycon is low-key really well built, but because I don't have a good ice team, it's kind of hard to like use Lycon a lot. But he's really, really good at being a stun roll. And he is. I did build Lycon as a main DPS. Like, he has a kind of DPS build on him where it focuses more on attack, crit rate, and percent. But it's because I don't have Ellen, so what else am I gonna do? And so Kaku attacks really slow, okay? So it's like, it's Lycon or nothing at this point. So he kind of has a DPS build on him, and I mean, his impact is fine. I think it's literally on par with Caesar King. Like, I gave them both the main impact stat for whatever disc it is. So I would say that he's a really good character. I'm trying to think who else I have at level 60, because I have quite a few characters at level 60 already right now. And I mean, that is the max level in the game, so I've literally just building them. I'm trying to think. I have a lot of level 50. I think my lowest character I have is Seth at level 40, because actually he used to be level 20 because I didn't really like him, but now that I found out that he's a good anomaly support, I'm like, oh, I should start building him. And he has I think he has two, like, constellations or mindscapes. I heard that at some specific mindscape, he would be good as, like, as a sub DPS unit, but that's only unlocked through the mindscapes. But I just want him for his, like, anomaly buff for for my team that I'm trying to build. And so yeah, mainly my best team that I have built, it's it's two it's it's two physical teams. It's either Caesar, Corinne, and Piper, which is like my, I don't know how to explain this team because I use this team in a really specific scenario. I don't use them all the time. So that's my, like, if I'm actually fighting something serious and I need a shield, that would be my team. But if I'm doing, like, dailies where I'm just fighting something really quickly, I'm trying to get, like, I'm trying to beat it really quickly, then I do Corin, Ben, and Piper, because they all do stupid amount of damage that they just, like, beat everything so quickly. So that's like my speed running team that I have, and that's basically my two best teams in the game right now. I have been building an electric team, but I don't really like Anton, and he's like, I have Grace, but Anton's my only, like, electric DPS, but I don't like him. So Kaki's swap attack makes her worth it. Oh, okay. Maybe I should look into that, because I don't... If there's one thing I haven't really understood about the Zenless Zone Zero, like, combat mechanic, is the different assists there are in the game, because there's, like, the defensive assist, and then some other thing. Like, I don't really understand the differences between any of that, or like the defensive assist, the quick assist, like XYZ. Like, I don't understand the difference between that for some reason. Anyway, I'll look into that, because I've low-key left Sokaku in the dust. I think she's just level 50 and she has, like, terrible W engines. I've also had to do new, like, build overhauls on most of my characters because when I first built them, I didn't understand the game, period. So I was just kind of like building them how I would Genshin characters. But then once ZZZ came out with quality of life updates to make building characters easier, as in there's like a recommend button so you can see what other users put on that character for like their discs and stuff. And so that has been really nice. So I've had to do an overhaul on like a lot of my builds because ooh-wee, they are really bad. Though I do find it funny, Piper has like a 2-set disc, and I have a 2-set fanged metal on her when it should, I think, be swing jazz instead because that gives her more anomaly proficiency. But I'm too lazy to do it, and Piper is like the goat. So I'm like, I do not care. She is well built in my head, so I'm leaving her at that. But yeah, my original team that I used to play with when I first started playing was Lycon, Sokaku, and Korin. I'm actually trying to remember because whenever I first played Zenless Zone Zero, guys, I think I got pranked or something by the developers of Zenless Zone Zero because going into the game, I really, really, really wanted Lycon. Genuinely, I wanted Lycon so badly. And, like, in ZZZ, they have a standard banner where you can wish on it and it'll give you like one 5-star character out of a pool of like 8 of them. And Lycon just so happened to be in this in that pool, right? And so I'm trying to pull on this banner and it says that on the thing it's like at 300 wishes, you can pick a specific 5-star character that you want, right? And in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to need that. I'm probably going to get Lycon before that even happens. Wrong. No, I had to wish 300 times on that standard banner so I could finally get freaking Lycon. Because I got, like, Rena, I got Grace, and I think those were literally the only 2 5-stars that I got off the standard banner. And then I, chose Lycon because I wanted him so badly. It took me like a month and a half to get him, and I was so upset because I wanted him so badly. It's like the game knew and just kept like teasing me, and they're like, "Oh, you want Lycon? No, you can't have him. No, you gotta keep playing the game." And that's what I did. I kept playing, and then I got Lycon. And yeah, I don't actually remember my original starting team. I think it had to do with like probably Korin. Maybe I am honestly so unsure, but yeah, overall, ZZZ is a fun time, and I guess it's like weird being caught up with ZZZ because I play Genshin and I am not caught up in Genshin, like, period. I still haven't done the last act of the Fontaine Archon quest. I mean, I'm almost close to catching up because Natlin is next, and that's like that's the last region that was released in the game. So I'm really close to being caught up in Genshin. But like since Genshin has been out for 4 years, like I do not have the lore of like people who started playing Genshin day one. But with Zenless Zone Zero, I have all the lore and like all the lore that you get from events too, which is like really fun that I get to know small things from really like small events they host in the game, and like that's really cool. But yeah, it just feels odd to like be caught up and then I'm like, wow, I can't believe I actually just really like this game. Like I genuinely play it every day. I do my dailies, and that's mostly been it. I've tried the battle simulator thing, and I think the highest floor I've gotten to was 20 so far. Then again, I don't have like the best units in the game. Then again, in my head, the best unit is technically Jane Doe, but I think she's just a really good anomaly unit, and I'm really sad that I didn't get her. I know I wish on her banner because I did really, really want her, and I don't know if I lost my 50-50 or if I just didn't have enough wishes to get her, period. Because, I might have been saving for Caesar King. I'm not too sure, honestly. Let me go see if I can find the, like, banner history, because I could probably, I think from seeing the banner timeline, I could quite literally figure out what I was doing and stuff. And also, another thing I like about ZZZ is the amount of polychromes they give out, which is their, like, equivalent to Intertwined Fates in Genshin, if you're a Genshin player, or I don't know what it is in Honkai Star Rail, don't ask me. But I enjoy the amount of freebies that they give out in the game, so free to play people can still have an okay time getting the, like, maybe getting the characters. Better than Genshin anyway, because Genshin I feel like didn't do a really good job, and Zenless Zone Zero came out, and now Genshin has been giving out more, like, stuff to wish with. And for ZZZ, in both Genshin, I would say I'm not completely free to play, but I'm not a whale. I'm not a whaler. I like to, specifically for ZZZ, I get that monthly subscription, and then I will get the battle pass. Once I complete the battle pass, I do not get the battle pass unless I get up to level 50, or at least level 50 minimum, level 60 period, because that's the end of the battle pass. And then Genshin, I will get the battle pass if I complete it as well, but I've only gotten it twice, because I think I hit level 40, and that's where you could get, like, a specific weapon, and I needed that for Yanfei. Anyway, so I'm not completely free to play, but I'm also not, like, I'm spending $500,000 on Zenless Zone Zero to get the character. I'm playing 3 gachas right now. Bad idea. Oh no! I could never. Genuinely, I only play Genshin and Zenless, and those are really easy. I've tried Wuthering Waves. Wasn't I liked the combat in it. The story was confusing, and there was something that I just didn't really like about it, so I stopped playing it. Like, there wasn't anything truly interesting for me to pull me into the game. And then I tried Honkai Star Rail, which, honest to God, I love Honkai Star Rail. I love the characters. I love how goofy it can be. I say I love the story. I don't know what the story is. Like, barely. I barely played Honkai Star Rail. But the thing that made me stop playing Honkai was literally the combat system, because it's turn-based. And it is just because I'm bad at turn-based, like, games. I know there's an auto button and you can click it and it'll play the game for you, but I just didn't want to play the game. I started playing that game around when Adventurine got released in the game, because I really wanted him. I did not get him. Um, yeah, that's what I was hearing about Honkai. Because since I'm, like, basically in the Genshin community by, you know, by association, I will get, like, Honkai tweets and stuff on my Twitter, and I have seen some Honkai people saying that the game, yeah, it gets really hard, and that you basically need to keep constantly pulling the new characters they have on the banner to, like, be able to play the game, which I find, like, that's crazy. That happens, like the power creeping and stuff in Honkai. So that is really interesting, that, like, yeah, it's just hard, because, like, with Genshin, that's not it entirely. You could, like, what am I trying to say? There hasn't been too much power creeping that I know of in Genshin, where a lot of the old characters are still viable. Like Raiden Shogun. Like, she's still a really, really good unit, and she is very usable in a lot of teams, and she hasn't, like, technically, Neuvillette does more damage than her, but she's, like, able to be used in more teams more widely, I think. I'm not too sure. Don't take my words with, like, a grain of salt, because I don't know too much about, like, the Genshin combat system. Just know that I really like Raiden Shogun. um, And so, yeah, I found that interesting about Honkai. But I did really like the humor. Like, I genuinely enjoyed playing the game, and the characters to me were really fun, and Kafka's really pretty. Kafka's so pretty. Anyway, if there's one thing I wish I would do is if I were to play Honkai again, I would genuinely restart so I could pick the the girl instead of the guy. For what reason? I just like that the girl looks like a mish. What? I like that the girl looks like a raccoon, and so I want to play as the girl. She gives such raccoon vibes, and I think it's funny. And so I really, if I were to replay it, I'd want to choose and be the girl. Right? Kafka is so pretty. Also, one of the new characters in Zenless Zone Zero, she's like supposed to be the bodyguard of like this famous singer. She like her attacks kind of remind me of Kafka because I know Kafka has like spider stuff and like spider webs or whatever. Anyway, Kafka's really pretty. I also really liked the ult or burst animations in Honkai. I don't know what you call them, but the burst ult animations are super pretty. I was blown away by that. I actually really like them. But yeah, if I was more into turn-based, I think I would really enjoy the game until I'm assuming like the point where it gets like extremely hard. Hello, hello, Meowdy. Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad you made it to the broadcast. Just been chatting about gotcha games. We love our gotcha games. I'm trying to think if there's any other gotcha games that I've played, but honestly, off the top of my head, not really. I never really got into gotcha games until like Genshin Impact, genuinely. Unless there's one that I'm just like not aware was a gotcha game and I did play it, but right now, yeah, those are the only two that I'm playing, and um, they've been a lot of fun. I'm glad that I don't have three gotcha gotcha games to play because that sounds awful. Honestly, I think I would get overstimulated having to do that. I already get like not overstimulated to the world, but I already have to plan out when I want to do my dailies for like Zenless Zone Zero and Genshin. Oh, another thing that I adore about Zenless Zone Zeros is that doing dailies in the game genuinely take like 5 minutes compared to Genshin. Depending on how you do your dailies, take probably like 10 minutes to 15. And I just enjoy ZZZ for the convenience of doing dailies because it is so easy. Fun fact, I like ZZZ so much that I like played it when the game came out, and one of my friends who also played Genshin, she got into ZZZ as well, but only for like a month or so, and then she kind of fell off where like it's not that she didn't like it, it's just she didn't really have time to play it. And so as a joke, I was like, hey, do you want me to do your dailies on your account? And literally, she gave me her account login, and I proceeded to play on her account, get every character on her account to level 40 with a decent build at the time, and just did her dailies for like a month and a half straight before I got burnt out on ZZZ, and so I stopped farming for her. But I did a lot on her account, and she recently started playing it again because Lighter was on the banner, and she was so surprised at like how much stuff that she had because there was genuinely a point when I would grind like on her account doing her dailies that I didn't have anything else to do except collect materials like for future level up people because every other character was level 40, and I did as much disc farming as I could before I got like sick and tired of it. Also, granted, she didn't have a lot of characters because I wouldn't wish on her account or anything. So she had like a set amount of characters. While for me, while I was playing Zenless, I kept adding characters every banner because I just want all of the characters. Like, genuinely, when I first started playing Zenless, I was like, it would be so cool to get every character on the banner, but Let's just say that's impossible without me spending an egregious amount of money that I am not willing to spend on. So I'm missing a few characters, which I'm a little sad about, but hopefully I can get them on their rerun banner whenever that is. Um, I just came back to ZZZ. When's the singer coming out? Ooh, I'm not too sure. My best guess would be the next version, so version 1.5, which I think would be dropping like January 21st. That's a vague date because I just know that's when version 1.4 will end, is on the 21st of January. So, in theory, since they already dropped, I've seen like leaks of the characters, so I'm assuming that maybe 1.5, 1.6 at most. Besides that, I'm not too sure since I don't think there's been like an actual. Oh wait, let me see. Yeah, that's my best guess. Just the next update, 1.1.5, perhaps. I really want the bodyguard look. I want the bodyguard character and the singer. They both seem really cool. I did see a TikTok about the singer's kit and how she's supposed to be a support and healer, and I find that really interesting because I guess for me personally, because I have Caesar King, I have never had like a moment where I desperately needed heals on my team because my Caesar is so well built that like I just need her shield and I will mostly be fine. I guess having a healer for the simulated battle trials would be really good. Um, I guess I don't think about the end game content as much because even though I'm technically doing end game, it's like I'm not like insanely good. The in-game content is typically not actually for me, mostly because I feel like if you want to perform very well for the um that content, the end content, that you need like the 5-star characters and you need them to be all like C6 or whatever. So I feel like the in-game content is mostly for the people that actually spend money on that game because I do not perform as well. But that's fine. I'm not mad about it. That's just how the game works. So yeah, looking forward to when the singer comes out in the next group because that was like an interesting thing to me is the fact that they have like specific factions that the characters come from. So I'm like, how many more factions are going to be in the game? Because obviously they're gonna make new people all the time. So like, how many more factions are we gonna have to meet and like go through? Or maybe they'll start adding more people to like existing factions and stuff. Like maybe they'll add more people to the Obel Squad with Soldier 11 or another Cunning Hair member. I don't know. Don't ask me. I have no clue, but I really like the diversity. I say the diversity. There's not a lot of diversity when it comes to Hoyoverse games. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be for real. Um, I just like the non-human characters in the Zenless Zone Zero. I think that's really cute. I love that people have like ears and tails and stuff in the game. Like, same. I want that to be me, please. But yeah, overall, Zenless Zone Zero, great game. I would recommend. I do find it funny that a lot of people call it a Gunner game because I guess it just kind of looks like that from certain character designs. Like, I get it because a lot of the girl characters in the game have massive chests. And it is, I don't know. I wish that gacha games didn't have to kind of lean on that as much to get their sales across, but I understand that that's how things have to be. So yeah, the body physics go crazy. I remember since like you can switch with which character you run around with in the world. I remember switching to Caesar because I just wanted to play a Caesar because I love Caesar. And I was running around and I was like, "Oh my god, the jiggle physics are crazy." I was like, man, what the hell? Like, I genuinely love that game for like the plot, the battle mechanics, like all of that. Genuinely, I love the game for everything except for what makes people think it's a Gunner game. Like, like, yeah, I don't know why whenever I try to say jiggle, it comes out as jizzle, and that just sounds really bad. Don't ask me why that happens. I don't know why. I guess having the word physics after didn't help, but whatever. Yeah, no, the jiggle physics in that game like actually go crazy. And you know what? At least Lighter has jiggle physics in his butt as well. So it's what's the word, equality over here. Where Lighter is also getting the jiggle treatment with his ginormous butt. Like, yacht bro has something over there. Like, why'd they give him such a big big butt, man? I got questions. I love Jane Doe, but it's way too much. Same, I actually really like Jane Doe too, because I kind of like the whole character where, like, this is like a persona to be seductive and whatever because she's like spying on people, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, that was like way too much. The trailers actually like made me uncomfortable to watch. um and I'm kind of glad that they're not going as hard into that like type of content anymore, or like whatever. It was actually just crazy that they did genuine like ASMR, like basically for that like one of the Jane Doe trailers, and I was like, okay, this is a lot. Also, I'm gonna have to fact check this, so give me 2 seconds. But I give me a second. Um, if you play Genshin Impact, Jane Doe shares the same English voice actor as Yao Yao from Genshin Impact. So if you know who that is, just think about that. Cat fell asleep on you. GG. Yeah, it's over. You have to legally you are required to stay in place until your cat gets up. You will go to jail if you move your cat. Like, it is against the law to move your cat if it falls asleep on you, because that's rude. Like, good luck, buddy. Like, I don't know how to help on that, so good luck, TBH. I love when pets fall asleep and then you're just forced to be there. Have any of you guys used that as like an actual excuse to like get out of something? Like, imagine your friends like, "Hey, hang out with me," and you're like, "I can't. My cat fell asleep on me." And they're like, "Just move your cat." And you're like, "No, that's illegal." Wow, I'm just gonna say this. If I had any friend that told me to move my cat if I said my cat was sleeping on me, they are no longer my friend. Let me just let me just say that they're no longer my friend if they tell me to move my cat. Like you can't do that. In what right mind do you think you have the privilege to tell me to move the cat that's sleeping on top of me? None. And now I've revoked your friendship privilege because cats are important, okay? Cats and dogs are both important. If you got a dog sleeping on you, that's important too. Like, I'm just spitting straight facts, okay? I just really like animals. Oh my gosh, that actually just reminded me. I went back to my house because this is gonna I just tripped over my words. Let's not talk about that. Basically, I have uh I have a driver's license, so I can drive a car, right? Duh. And I also have my motorcycle license, so I'm able to drive a motorcycle. Though I'm going to be honest with you, I got this like 4 years ago, so I don't really know how to ride a motorcycle. Like, conceptually, I understand how to ride a motorcycle, but putting into practice, I do not have the feel for the throttle and the clutch anymore. But whatever. I went back to my house because I have an old motorcycle that I have not used in like 4 years, and my friend really wanted to check it out because she like thought she like might try to fix it at some point, and I was like, yeah, sure, you can just, if you fix it, you can just straight up have the motorcycle. Like, I don't care. But we were inside my house looking for the key to the motorcycle because apparently I'm dumb as hell and I have literally no clue where the key to that motorcycle is, period. Like, I have literally no inkling of a thought of where it could possibly be. But as we were looking around for the key, we kind of just gave up because there was no key. So we were like, okay, we'll just leave because we wanted to go get dinner. But before we left, I was like, oh, where's my cat? At the house, we have a cat. Her name is Velvet, and she's just a small black cat. And so I'm like, oh, where's Velvet? Because I was worried that maybe while we were going in and out, trying to look for the motorcycle key, that maybe she ran out of the house or something. And I don't want that, obviously. So my friend and I are looking around, and it takes like 5 minutes where I'm like kind of starting to freak out because I'm like, okay, where is the cat? Because I was pretty sure that we closed all the doors, so the cat couldn't have run out. So where's the cat? And then my friend like turns and looks down. I don't really know how to explain this because it's like my house, but there's just this room on the first floor that has all the lights out, and it's like our craft room where it has just a bunch of eclectic stuff to make crafts, and the lights off, and my friend goes, oh, I found her, and I'm like, where? And she's like, she's in the corner. And so I turn and I stare into like the darkness, and I can't find the cat. And then at some point I'm staring at the darkness, and then two light orbs just open in the darkness, and it's just Velvet sitting in the like furthest corner away from us, just staring at us. In like, the room was completely dark, so it's only her eyes you could see, with a little bit of light shining from the kitchen onto her, where like her body is kind of illuminated but not fully. Anyway, it was just extremely cursed to see her like that, because she was just standing there, and I was like, oh my god, that's so scary. And I tried to take a picture of her, and I think because I was zooming in, like, I took 3 pictures, and each picture had a different amount of like zoom in, and I think because I zoomed in on her, the grain in the photo got worse and worse, and so the photo where it's like really zoomed in on her face literally looks like such a cursed photo from how grainy it is. Anyway, I love cats. They're so great and mysterious, and so can be so terrifying sometimes. Like, why was she sitting there? Why was she doing that? She was just so silly. But yeah, it's also nice just seeing that cat. Cat is life. No, literally. That cat, Velvet, she's so sweet. Every time I come back to visit the house, she like will immediately start meowing and like running up to me and like requesting pets, and she's just so silly. And she likes to nibble on my finger a lot. I'm not sure why she likes to nibble on my finger. She does it a lot, but she's so cute. It's also kind of unfortunate. I am actually a little bit allergic to cats, where like I can still have them and stuff, and it's not like I'm going to die if I'm next to them, but my eyes will start watering, my nose will start running. It takes me like a few days to get used to the cat, for my allergies not to act up. So basically, anytime I go visit Velvet, I have to like pet her and then wash my hands. Because if I don't wash my hands and I rub my eye, then I'm cooked for the rest of the day. And for the rest of the day, my eyes are red and they're itchy and they won't stop burning because I pet my cat and proceeded to rub cat into my eye, and that's not cool. But I love cats, genuinely. Like, before, I would say, like, if you asked me if I was a dog or a cat person, I would still answer both, because I do really like dogs and cats. Now, if you asked me if I was a dog or a cat person, like owner wise, then I would say I'm a cat person because even though ironically I have a dog right now, I've learned from taking care of this dog that I do not have the mental energy to have a dog, genuinely. And like that's fine. I will openly admit that. Like I will say that I'm not the best like energetic owner for my dog. And I've learned that. So, I'm a cat person when it comes to having like the actual pet, but in general between cats and dogs I love both and like I love dogs. Like they are so cute if they're like not as long as they're not mine. Yeah, love cats. Allergies are so horrible. Dude, that no, that actually just sucks when you're allergic to them. Like but yeah, no, cats are really chill. Like for me personally, for the lifestyle I live, it very much reflects I need a cat that lounges around all day rather than a dog that kind of needs like um consistent like playtime and stuff to keep them active and stuff. And granted I don't have a big dog. Like the my dog, his name is Boop. And he's a mini schnauzer. So he's a small white dog. So he doesn't need like like a lot of playtime like I guess golden retrievers or Doberman or huskies, you know, like the bigger dogs. But still I just like I'm just not a dog person when it comes to actually having them as a pet. And I've learned that from my current dog. But yeah, besides that, they're super chill, but I really, really want a cat. I had this thought that at some point when I'm older and like settled down, maybe hopefully have a house, that I really, really wanted to start adopting like the older cats at like shelters and then taking care of them and stuff because I don't know, that always seemed really fun. Like I know it's really sad to watch cats pass away and whatever, but I think that the cats that have been stuck in the shelter for either a long time or they themselves are extremely old, like I just want them to live a good life. So, yeah, I want at some point I would hope to be able to adopt cats that are either have just spent a really long time in a shelter. Like, say they're like 6 years old, but they've been in the shelter for like a year or something. So even though they're not like physically old, like 13, like I still want to take care of them. Or obviously, if it's like a 13-year-old cat, like I'm going to adopt that cat and make sure that it lives the best rest of its life. Like that's what I want. Yeah, old cats are precious. I know that it can be a lot to have old cats because like they could have a medical complication or like get really sick or like XYZ, but like I think as you said, old cats are precious and they deserve to live the last rest of their lives like as loved as they can. And I would love to say that I would want to do this for old dogs as well, but again, I don't really like taking care of dogs. However, if I had a partner who really likes taking care of dogs and that's what they want to do, then like go ahead. I just do not give me a dog. Do not give me a dog unless this dog is already like trained like fully where I don't have to do anything except like walk it and just like play with it occasionally. I just do not give me a hyper energetic dog. Sometimes I genuinely think like I know this would be like hard to do, but I genuinely think people should become dog owners before they have like an actual child because having a dog is basically raising a child to a certain extent and like I think that's what a lot of people should go through before they decide if they have a child because I've genuinely learned. Let me just say, I'm gonna say this right now. I gave my dog generational trauma, and I am fully aware of it. Like, I just did not do a good job training my dog and stuff, and like, I'll admit it, like, that I'm not the greatest owner. But I try to do my best, but anyway, it is like, in the future, I definitely want more cats, because they're really cute. My roommate actually was thinking about maybe getting a cat at some point, and I really hope she does because I would love a cat in like the apartment that I have with these roommates because oh, the kitties are just so cute. I love cats. Genuinely, they're so cute. They're so itty bitty, and you pick them up, and they're so small, and they're so stupid. Let me just say, if I was a cat, I'd be a menace. Like, genuinely, I would be that cat that would jump on the counter, make direct eye contact with you as I slowly start pushing your drink off the counter. Like, I'm that cat. I'm basically a troll when it comes to being a cat. Like, I would sleep all day. I would sleep all day, seem really, really cute, be all loving and cuddly, but then also be like the bane of your existence. Like, I will torment you on purpose for my own amusement because I think it'd be funny. Like, I would be one of those cats. Uh, I have thought about, like, if I was a cat, what type of breed of cat I'd be, and I do think I would low-key be a Russian blue cat. Or, if we want to be stereotypical, I think I would like to be an orange cat. Or, I'd like to be a brown tabby, because this might sound silly, but I'm a Warrior Cat fan, and my first Warrior Cat original character was a brown tabby, which is why I would also want to be a brown tabby. But yeah, no, cats are cute and I love them, and I grew up with a lot of cats. As in, I think at one point in my life, my family had 5 cats at once. And let me just say, that was chaotic as hell. Do not get 5 cats if they're not bonded together, or like just just don't have 4 cats and then proceed to introduce a random 5th cat. It does not go well. My house smelled so much like cat pee everywhere because the cats were constantly peeing everywhere. Um, so yeah, having 5 cats at once wasn't great. And then they all passed away. And by passed away, I mean there's a green belt behind my backyard. So all of my cats at the time were outside cats, so they would go outside. And then let's just say they disappeared, and then we stopped letting our cats go outside. I have this cat. His name's Cheerio. He like basically was my childhood cat. Like, he's no longer alive anymore. He passed away, or we put him down in like I was about to say 2017. That's not right at all. I don't remember when we put him down. It was like a few years ago. Anyway, this cat was like the go. I don't know what Cheerio was on, but he was like crazy. So Cheerio's like an orange cat, more like yellow hued than an actual orange cat. He was like an orange yellow tabby, and on his stomach, or on his side, his like side patterns was a giant circle, which is why we called him Cheerio, because it looked like he had a Cheerio on his side. Anyway, this cat would go outside and legit like post up to every single cat in our neighborhood, and like basically Cheerio was like the alpha cat of our neighborhood for some odd reason. Like, during his prime, he would fight every single cat in the neighborhood and like win, which is crazy. And like sometimes whenever he would come back in, I'd see him have like a little scratch mark and stuff. Like, he ended up having 2 little scars, where one was like right across his nose, and then he had like a little ear nick. And anyway, he was like the goat. He would constantly go out and fight cats and like just be the alpha of the neighborhood. And then we started keeping him inside because all of our other cats were air quote going missing. And let's just say he didn't like that at first and really wanted to go outside. But also, he was getting really old, where like he was probably 10 years old, and he kept like he still tried to go outside to fight these cats, but he would start losing purely because he was just older, man. Anyway, he passed away at the ripe old age of 15. And when I say ripe old age, I think that's really old for a cat, but he lived a really good and long life. If you know Firestar from like the Warrior Cats, that's like how I see Cheerio in my head. Like, Cheerio was my Firestar, and he was literally the goat, and I love that cat so much. He was so goofy, and he would purr really loudly. Like, it genuinely sounded like a car engine. Like if you just pet him a little bit, it would make him start purring really loudly, and I was like, this is so cute. And he really really liked butt pats. Like you're not you're not obviously patting his like literal butt. It's like, the space next to his tail, like above his butt. He really liked those butt pats. This is also going to sound really insane, but keep in mind I was a child when this happened. I don't know what got to me as a kid, but I was so convinced that I wanted to be a cat really really badly that I I genuinely tried bathing Cheerio like as a kid. Like when I say like give him a bath, I don't mean in like a bathtub. I mean like give him a bath like a cat. And that sounds weird, but I was like 5, okay? Like let me have this. Let me have this. I know it's weird, but I was like 5 and I wanted to be a cat, okay? So can you really blame me? But anyway, Cheerio is literally super cool, and he was such a chill cat, and I miss that guy. But I like to think that he's still like following me in spirit around me. Um, but yeah, I have a few quirky stories with my cats. I think like I remember, yeah, with Cheerio, I like tried bathing him with my actual like I don't want to say that sentence because that could be taken out of context, so I'm just not going to. I liked bathing Cheerio like a cat when I was a kid. And then I also remember, this was just iconic of me, TBH. I one time, so we had this black cat. Like, this isn't Velvet. This was way before Velvet came in the picture. We had this really fluffy black cat. His name was Skitty. And he was like one of those mean cats where, like, he didn't he kind of liked you, but he would also attack you. Like if you walked by, he would like swipe at you, right? And so him and I were like kind of neutral. Like he wouldn't really do that to me, but like as a kid, I was kind of afraid of him. And one time he was sitting like on the top of the couch. um Not well, the name was spelled like the Pokemon, yes. I don't know if we named Skitty after the Pokemon, and obviously Skitty did not look like the Pokemon. But yes, like the Pokemon. Um, but one time Skitty was sitting at like the top of the couch, like chilling, and I wanted to go sit on the couch, but I was really scared of Skitty at the time that I proceeded to pick up my other cat. Actually, this is funny that you brought up Pokemon. I brought my other cat and proceeded to be like, go, Cheerio! Or I think it was my other cat, Blaze, at the time. And I picked up the cat and, like, tried to make Blaze, like, do something to Skitty to, like, make him leave. And I was literally treating the cats like it was Pokemon because I was just like, go, Blaze! And then my brother came downstairs right as that happened, and then he scolded me. And he was like, why would you make the cats fight? They're not Pokemon. And I was like, I was scared of Skitty. Like I wanted the kitty to move, so I thought using them as Pokemon. And then that was like the last time I ever did that. But that was just really silly that I tried to use my cats as Pokemon. I mean, hey man, when you're a 5-year-old and there's a cat that's like trying to attack you at all times, like that's scary. But I did not mean to fall in. Actually, wow. I did not realize how long it's been. Well, let me go ahead to start uh ending the stream soon by going ahead to some gambling, but I wanted to like share with you guys like my old cats names from what I remember. Yeah, right. I didn't know that I've been live for so long. I mean, I'm really happy about that. It's been nicer that I've been building like endurance to stream because I genuinely didn't realize that it's almost been 2 hours and I don't feel burnt out. Normally, when I used to do streams and it would be like the 2 hour mark, I'd be super burned out. But anyway, so I used to have 5 cats at one time. Let me see if I can remember all of their names. So we had my kitten, who was like a little brown cat, and I named that cat Spark, but we mainly called that kitty like kitty or kitten or little baby. Like, we never called that cat Spark. So we had Spark, we had Cheerio, we had Skitty, we had Blaze, who was like our really old fat cat, and then we had Charlie, and he was also an old gray. He wasn't old, he was just a gray fat cat. So those were our 5 cats at like some point in my life, and they did not get along. As in Cheerio and Charlie, or Charles, I think his name was, they didn't get along, but all my other cats like kind of got along. But Cheerio's the goat, TBH, besides the fact that he would always fight with Charles all the time. That's on Charles. That's on Charles getting introduced while he was still... Basically, Charles still had his balls. Like, he was not neutered when my brother brought him home because he was like a stray cat, and so I think that's why Cheerio did not like that cat. He did get neutered eventually, but it took a bit, and then Cheerio still disliked him. But that's how cats go. Anyway, love cats. I want 1 billion of them. I want 5 billion cats. Yes, I will be the crazy cat lady. Anyway, enough about cats. Let's talk about gambling, because we all love gambling. Who doesn't like gambling? Who doesn't like to buy a little scratch off and see how much money you win, or maybe enter a whole lottery or whatever? I was going to say not me, but that wouldn't have made sense. But anyway, it's time to do one of the, like... something I look forward to at the end of every stream is gambling. Actually, I will gamble after I open these treasure chests, because screw you guys. Okay. It's time to gamble. So, last time, last broadcast where I gambled, I don't think we won anything, period. Actually, I think we might have won $200. I don't remember. But we did not break even, and we definitely lost a lot of money. So, let's see if we will break even, lose profit, or make profit. Let's find out. First scratch off, 25, 22, 35, 30, and 48. Let's see. Come on, big money. Let's make up for last week. Oh my gosh, okay. Already off to a good start. We won $250. $250. Okay, yippee! 250 is always good. Alright, let's see. Second scratch off. 23, 5, 13, 22, and 29. Come on, give me a big number. For the cats. For the cats that we've been talking about. All of them. Please. I want to... Oh, that's awkward. I can't believe I lost. And I said this one's for the cats. And I lost. Ooh, not cool. Alright. Third one. Let's see. 15, 16, 44, 24, and 25. Let's see. Will I win anything more than 250? Oh, I see a 44. And I won. Guys. We made profit. In this one scratch off, I won $2,000. Okay, total, I've won $2,500 because we just got $2,000 and another $250. Holy! And I spent $1,750 on these 5 scratch offs. So I have made profit. This is yippee! This is all for the kitties. Wow, all for y'all. I don't know what that meant. Wow. Never stop gambling. You never know when you're gonna hit big. Alright, so on that note, fourth scratch off. We got 16, 14, 30, 46, and 48. Let's see, will I win something else, or will we make $0 off this scratch off? Let's see. Ooh, nothing. But that's fine. We won these other scratch offs. Yeah, more tuna money. Exactly. Alright, last scratch off. Our very last one. Will I make more money? Let's see. 8, 32, 23, and 17. Let's see, will I make anything more than 2,500 on this last scratch off? Let us see. Ooh, no we did not. Well, a bummer that we lost the last scratch off, but we did make more money. So I'm honestly not complaining that I made $2,500 off the scratch off. I mean, give or take, you have to do the net loss of how much I spent, but I don't know how to do the math that quickly. I think I made like $750 from that total. But I will take that. Like, that was not a loss, and that's all that matters. We made money, and that's all that matters. But with the gambling done, that will basically wrap up this broadcast today. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in and spending your time with me. I very much appreciate you choosing to watch me as a streamer, like what you do with your time, and you chose to watch me. I'm very baffled and appreciate you for choosing the time out of your day. But do not worry, I will be back on Thursday, same time, same place, just on this YouTube channel at 7 p.m. for the evening reel again, because that's how this works. So, yeah, thank you guys again, and I will see you there. Take care. Thank you. Take care, fishing fella. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yes, have a good rest of your day, night, all of that, and I will see you guys Thursday. Bye, guys.